traders, and welcome to the market opening preview, June 17th, 2016 on a Friday. However, we have plenty of work to do and a lot of things to look at today. Today's we have 6 currency pairs. We're going to talk about some news and commentary. And remember, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006, and in 2008 I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later I came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, traders, I'm in my 9th year living in Asia and absolutely loving it. The food, the people, it's all good, but the nicest thing is the time zone. I can trade Asia, London, in about 2.5 hours of New York. So it's quite an honor to be here, and it really helps my trading. Traders, I'm a pullback trader. In other words, I like to see the move happen, and I wait for the pullback, and I use my Fibonacci tool quite a lot to determine where I want to make my entries at, along with price action, price structure, candlestick patterns, right? And price levels. Price levels are so important. Where did price react in the future? Where is it going to act in the future? And where did it happen in the past? And I always look, you'll hear me say, always look left of the chart. It'll give you a good idea where price action has reacted. So very important. What's also important is that you understand fundamentals. You know, I pay for a news feed 24 hours a day. I'm getting data. I'm getting up to the minute, up to the second data that's coming out in the markets, whether it's an economic situation, where they're putting out data about a country, interest rate decision, or whatever, or that a major earthquake has happened, or that we have a country that has been attacked. You know, that all impacts our trading. So we must pay very much attention to fundamentals. All right, traders, that's just a little bit about myself. Let's head on to news and commentary. Let's look at the numbers. Finally, after I think it was 5 or 6 days, we actually have the New York session came out of the red and we're in the green. The Dow 30 is positive 0.53%. The S&P 500 is positive 0.31%. And the NASDAQ is positive 0.21% with the small cap 50 positive 0.10%. Very nice. Let's head on over to the Eurozone. Not as good. Red day, the DAX closed negative 0.59%. The FTSE in London closed negative 0.20%. The CAC 40 out of Paris was negative 0.54%. And the Eurostoxx 50 closed negative 0.20%. Let's head over to Asia. Now remember, some of these countries are not closed and won't open for another hour, as I always record early on a Friday. I like to start my weekend early. The Nikkei 225 out of Tokyo is positive 1.67%, and the S&P ASX out of Australia is positive 0.61%. The China 850 is negative 0.54%, and that's the close of China. They're not currently open. Hang Seng is not currently open, has an hour to go, and it closed negative 2.10%. The Kospi, however, is trading out of Seoul, and it is positive 0.57%. So that's what's going on our indices. Let's take a look at the economic calendar. Did not see a lot on a Friday on the economic calendar. Earlier today, late in New York, we had BOE Governor Carney spoke again. So, as you know, as I drift down the charts here, we have no data in Asia. Asia's going to be very quiet today. However, in London, we do have building permits out of the U.S. dollar. We also have Canada has core CPI today. So we only have, and also it's going to be 11 o'clock on Wall Street a.m. We have ECB President Draghi speaking. So those are the only 3 high impact dates. The Euro session has no high impact or medium impact data today. Oh, no, it does. It has one. Wages in Eurozone and EU Finance Ministry's meeting, but that's not going to affect us. So nothing going on in London. Might be a good day to head to the gazebo for lunch. Come back for New York, be all refreshed and ready to go. So that's what's going on with our indices and our calendar today. So commentary, it's been quite a wild week, and it's going to be a wild week as we move forward. Oil keeps dipping. Gold is steady. Nothing's gone on with gold. And Brexit is the forerunner. I mean, they're putting out 3-4 polls a day, and they're all different polls, but they're showing the Leave camp at 53% and the Stay camp at 47%, and the Leave camp numbers just keeps growing momentum. So we're going to have to see. It's going to be an exciting week next week, or it's going to be a very boring week next week until the referendum is voted on Thursday. So yeah, so it's going to be quite a exciting week next week, or it's going to be very boring, right? So all right, let's take a look at some currencies charts. Some weird price action happened. Let's take a look at the euro dollar.
Singapore exports data, electronic export.
The euro dollar had a big waterfall jump off New York the last 2 hours, just pulled itself back up. And now we're sitting at the 200 exponential moving average. However, we can't sell here because we're selling into a 55 and a 10 EMA, and the 10 EMA is below price. So we need to break the daily pivot point, retest it, and then we can get into 1208, maybe 1210, and we will get out at, and I covered it up. I'm sorry, traders, we covered it up. It looks like 1135. Yep, 1135, we're going to get out of it. And that is the S2 reversal pivot point. So I am interested in selling this. I missed this sell-off yesterday. And what a shame, but it really did just tank yesterday. Just absolutely tanked. So look at the pound dollar. Pound dollar, you can see I have nothing on the chart. I don't have anything. This big blue candle is on the run when I took the shot. And there's not a lot we can do. I am just staying away from the Great British Pound Pass, folks. It's just going to be a rocky road till next Thursday and this referendum. And you know what? I'm not getting in front of that freight train. That thing is just all over the place. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with that. I don't know. This shows me that the UK wants out. You know, they're getting pretty strong here. So we'll have to keep an eye out. Let's take a look at the the Aussie dollar. This is Aussie dollar. We had some price action. Nice move to the downside yesterday. Pulled back up early in New York, and now it's just sitting at the 50% mark. But the big question here is it's above the 200 exponential moving average, and I'm wondering if we can get this up to R1 before London and then sell it. I wouldn't do anything in Asia because there's no Asia data. However, London might be able to sell this. It might only get up to the 23.3 fib, and that's okay, and we could sell it from there. But I surely don't want to sell it from here. I mean, even if it had a red candle, I would not want to sell it from here. We're selling straight into some pretty significant support. So we need this to pull back up for us. 74.30 would be great, and we'll get out at 75.38. Now, if for some reason it slides through there and we don't get a lot of problems, your next place to get out would be 0.7295. And that would be the next point of resistance. Support. So, yeah, just interesting pair today, and I think we could get a trade out of this one. Let's look at the Euro Aussie, my favorite pair to trade. Yeah, this popped up yesterday, and funny as it is, it actually just came all the way back down and went sideways. So hopefully you traders were able to catch the down move, and it started down way before our entry of 152.65. It actually was at 154.65 and headed back down. So right now it's in congestion, it's in sloppy price action. The EMAs are in spaghetti mode. They're just all entwined with each other. So there's really no decision here. We need this to break one way or the other and just be prepared for that. Myself, my bias is bearish, and I really do not want to be selling. I'm buying this. I want to sell this, right? The trend on the long-term time frames are to sell this. Okay, let's take a look at the euro yen, and the euro yen big candle here. I haven't figured out why we're getting these candles on some of these pairs. And so here we go. And, let's keep going up there, pal. Now let's get up to 118.67. And we'll short the devil out of this baby and just take it all the way back down and support at 115.71. And that will be a nice trade, my friends. It's a 180 pip trade there if we can get this thing to work. If we get a second red candle, a third red candle, that means it's going to go sideways. And that means we're going to have to wait for London open to get into this trade. Okay? Let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. The New Zealand dollar is in the middle of a lot of price action, a lot of price junk. It did come down yesterday, and if you took the trade plan from yesterday, you would have made profits. It did come down, but it turned around and came back up late in New York, and now we're sideways. And I just want to sell this. So I put a trend line. It's a 3-touch trend line, so it's valid. I would love to get in this at 0.7061, and we will get out at 0.6981. I did put another entry if you want to wait till it breaks the daily pivot point, retests it, and then take it down to 69.81. So there's a couple of opportunities you have here on the New Zealand. My bias is bearish, so keep that in mind. If it continues to go up, it's going to go up without me because I'm not counter trending 1 week before the UK referendum on any pair. It's just not a good idea. Don't stand in front of that freight train coming down the railroad tracks, folks. It's not going to stop. It's going to run you over. This referendum is going to get hot, and it's going to get hotter next week. Traders, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. Wow, early today. Almost 3 minutes early today. It's a Friday, and just a couple of things to remember. We have position squaring today. We have profit taking today. We have some data, but pretty minimal. Most of the data is in the U.S. session. London is going to be very quiet. Asia is very quiet. So liquidity is down, folks. There are less traders trading. Now, you probably say, well, William, how do you figure out how many traders are trading and how many are not? What I do is I go to a futures chart on a specific pair. So I'll go to a euro-dollar futures chart, and on futures you can see volume. And it's amazing how volume plays a big impact in our trading. So that's the way to look at, if you want to look at the dollar, just go to the dollar futures or the New Zealand futures, the yen futures, which I use a lot, of course, because of what's going on. And yes, Kuroda already spoke today, and he really didn't say very much. They're monitoring the FX. They do have tools in the toolbox, all that good stuff, but nothing has come out yet. And remember, the Tokyo in the end does not give you an advance warning. If they're going to intervene, they're going to do it when you least expect it. Lunchtime, beginning of their session, end of their session. All right, just some thoughts to think about, and enjoy your 2-day break, and please spend time with your loved ones, family, and even your neighbors. Guys, why give them away from me? Traders, always remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL, we thank you for being with us for another exciting trading week. And remember, this is brought to you through FXCL, so please come join our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Take care, traders, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.